turn on my own connection. Sorry. I think this connection is okay. So every day you gotta look for good connection, you know. Sometimes it's from my phone, sometimes from the cafe. But let's try to get a good angle. Okay, here. Today I at Cafe Dunyasi, which is famous for its chocolates. In fact, I bought one whole big slab of dark chocolate with almond. This is their most famous thing here. Dark chocolate with almonds. I bought one whole slab like this cost actually quite expensive. It's 45 lira, which is about what, $9 US dollars. Actually $9 US dollars. It's actually really, is it 9? Oh no, wait, 5 US dollars. $5 for this whole slab of chocolate. But this is Cafe Dunyasi, this cafe's most famous thing, and they even give a dark chocolate spoon, which I completely melted into my Americano. Oh, so inside it's not just almond, it's raisins as well. One bite of this and some coffee. Oh, especially in this cool autumn weather. This is cafe by the street side here. Actually, you can sit inside too though. When it gets colder, you gotta have to sit inside. There's nice seats inside. Right now it's about 12 to 13 degrees during the daytime, so I can still sit outside for stream like this, but when it gets colder then I won't be able to. In fact, see that cafe over there? That was where I did my streaming, I think 5 days ago. So this spot, sunlight actually falls on a very bad angle on my camera, so it looks off foggy. Yeah, günaydın, very good morning to all of you. It's a traditional Turkish food truck right there as well. See? Just traditional Turkish breakfast trucks, the simit trucks are like everywhere, in every street corner. As you can see, you guys can clearly see, I didn't just wake up. I woke up probably an hour ago. Finished my yoga, finished my meditation, and then I came up. I still look pretty much just woke up. Chocolates in Turkey is actually quite expensive. One slab of chocolate like this is the average of 2 meals, you know. The price of about 2 meals in Turkey. So chocolates are actually quite expensive here in Turkey. And for those of you who just joined me, günaydın, good morning. Günaydın is good morning in Turkish. Here I am in Cafe Dunyasi, which is a cafe very famous for its dark chocolate. So here I am, I just bought this big slab of dark chocolate for 45 lira. It's about $5 US dollars. It's actually quite expensive. One whole slab of dark chocolate with dates, almonds, everything, all the good stuff in one slab. So it's very expensive. Chocolate like this in Istanbul is very, very luxury item, very expensive. This one slab is 2 meals, man, 2 average meals. The price of 2 average meals, which means that the thing is the meals here in Istanbul is quite cheap. One average everyday meal is only about $2.50 US. So let's see who's on. Oh, nobody's talking anything. Take a look at the surrounding. Oh, that's the supplier truck for the cafe. So I'm gonna be busy moving stuff into the cafe. See, that's where they display all the chocolate. This cafe is super famous for all their chocolate offerings. But of all their chocolates, this is their pure jogging chocolate. Wanton pure jogging. See, almost everybody has a dog here in Istanbul. And this is supposed to be a Muslim country, you know. I don't know, but I heard like having dogs is not supposed to be a Muslim thing. I'm not sure, but well, anyway. But I'm actually very surprised that when I came to Istanbul, I found that very few people are real Muslims. Very few. I say all my young friends so far here in Istanbul, none are self-professed Muslims. None. They may have Muslim parents, but they don't think they are Muslims themselves. Yeah. I think it's a thing right now. Like Istanbul is trying to turn more and more Europe. For those of you who just joined me, I'm at a new cafe today. This sunlight is at a bad angle on this location, so it looks all hazy. So sorry about that. But this is Cafe Dünyası, which is famous for their chocolate, Turkish chocolate, Turkish dark chocolate with almonds and raisins and everything all in there. So I bought one whole slab. It's very expensive. That's the chocolate offerings. One whole slab is usually really expensive. This whole slab cost me 45 lira, which is the average price of 2 meals, you know. And the good thing about this cafe, they even give with an Americano, your hot coffee, they give you a dark chocolate spoon for free. So I melted the whole dark chocolate spoon into the coffee itself. Right now it's a bit of this thing because the supplier truck just came, so. And that's the door. And right now it's about 15 degrees actually, 15 degrees in the morning this autumn. So it's still okay to sit out here. But if the temperature drops some more, I'm gonna have to do indoors, like in there, or I'm gonna take seats inside the cafes rather than outside. So you guys will be able to see as much of the life here in Turkey. You see in the background there, the red color thing, that's the Turkish simit food truck, or the breakfast truck. The most classic form of Turkish breakfast. Only very rich Turkish people eat breakfast in cafes like this, to be honest, because the typical food truck, you get 2 simits, and that's kind of like a full breakfast for most Turkish people for just 5 lira, which is 50 cents US dollars or 75 cents Singapore dollars. So cheap, you know. But if you do a proper meal in a cafe like this, that's 5 lira. A proper meal like this here with coffee and everything, this is more than 50 lira already. So we're talking about what? Easily 50 times the price, you know. More than what? 5 lira to, okay, 10 times the price. More than 10 times the price if you were to have a proper sit down meal. This is why this is the most expensive area in the whole of, arguably in the whole of Turkey, where people look fashionable, attitudes are European, taste is European. You get the most number of cafes on one street here in this area. I mean, there's so many cafes here. There's more cafes here than I find anywhere else in New York, to be honest. A lot of dogs. A lot of dogs. Actually, all these pet dogs, I was really surprised when I first came to Istanbul and see so many pet dogs, you know, because I kind of thought like having pet dogs is a no-no for Muslim countries, but for Muslims, but apparently it's not so. I asked some of my Muslim friends here and they say Prophet Muhammad had a dog as well, so what's the problem? Yeah, I don't know. Like I say, the most powerful 3 words that anybody can say in their life is I don't know. I don't know. I don't pretend to know. I don't pretend to know anything about the Islam faith, okay, so don't ask me. I only know that we believe in the same God, that's all. Let's take a look at the street around him. This is a, actually this is kind of like a back street of Nissan Tashi. Like one of those back streets in Seoul or Gangnam. The back streets are where all the fun and delicious things and all the good things happen, right? Same thing here in Istanbul. The back streets are where all the good things happen. But man, you see the back camera is so much better than the front camera on my phone. Look, my front camera looks so romantic. See, that's a buffet shop. Now in Istanbul, when we say buffet, it doesn't mean like whole table full of free flow food. No. Buffet is simply the most common everyday restaurant that sells meals based on bread and stewed meat. You know, the kebab meat. You know, yeah. That's what the buffet is. In fact, I would say that buffet restaurants are probably the most common form of everyday restaurant here in Turkey. Not the proper so-called restaurants. So the one meal at this buffet will probably only set you back about 15 lira. But if you eat properly in a proper restaurant, easily I go up to 70 lira average for a very average meal. So we're talking about 15 lira versus 70 lira. It's a huge difference. Not even I eat out in proper restaurants every day. Just imagine, no? If you eat out in a proper restaurant for, let's say, 70 lira, 3 meals a day, then it works out to, let's say, average it out to 200 lira a day. 200 lira a day right now is in US dollars, because US dollars is now 9, so about 20-ish US dollars per day, and that works out to, let's average about 700 US dollars a month just for food, you know. So eating in restaurants here is actually quite expensive. That's why I make my own meals most of the time. Of course, I make my own meals in the way that I really want to eat also. Like, especially lately, I've been turning more and more vegetarian. In fact, this week when I did my grocery, it's fully vegetables. I didn't buy any meat products as well. So I'm really turning more and more vegetarian. So it's very hard to eat out as a vegetarian here in Turkey because meat is such a big thing in the local diet. For those of you who just joined me, today I am at Kahve Dünyası, which is famous for their chocolate offerings here in Istanbul. And I bought one of their most famous chocolate dish, chocolate slab, which is dark chocolate with almonds and dates all inside. And this is really expensive. This slab alone cost me 45 lira. 45 lira means what? The average of 2 meals, okay? This is 2 meals, price of 2 meals. A good thing about this cafe is that they give a chocolate spoon which you can melt into your coffee for free. And if you just join me, Günaydın, which is good morning in Turkish language. Günaydın. Welcome to my live stream. Who's the guy standing behind you? Oh, is there a guy standing behind me? I don't know, where? The supply for the cafe just came, so carrying stuff in and out of the cafe like this. Take a look at the street scene. Almost everybody has a pet here in Istanbul. Günaydın. Everybody's so friendly. You know, I have literally been to countries where randomly saying good morning like this earns you the are you some kind of weirdo look? Yep. I'm not gonna mention where, okay? Well, whenever I mention countries people get offended. Oh, hi Luis, welcome to my stream. Today I'm having real dark chocolate with almonds and raisin. This Cafe Duniasi, very famous for their chocolate offerings, so they see a whole bunch of chocolates. Right now the temperature is about 15 degrees Celsius, so I can still sit outside. When the temperature gets colder, I'm gonna have to live stream from inside. And here I am on the back streets of Nishanthashi. Take a look. Where people are pretty, things are European looking, and you got the most number of cafes in just one street anywhere in Turkey. In fact, I see much more cafes on one street here in this area than I did in New York. You know, in New York, I struggle to find a decent cafe. Honestly, like most places in New York, other than some places in Manhattan, you don't have this kind of charming, small, family-based, beautiful, small family-based kind of cafes. You know? But just big chain cafes, like Starbucks and all that stuff. To me, big chain cafes are not even cafes, to be honest. To me, real cafes are small, family-operated, or maybe small chain operated, very cozy, and everywhere it's convenient. That to me is a cafe, you know. And günaydın. Günaydın is good morning in Turkish. Welcome to my live stream. How is Toto doing in South Korea? I'm not sure. I've not been in contact ever since. The fact that you remember Toto means you're from way back. Yeah? Welcome back to my channel. So nice to see you again. Here I am in Istanbul right now. I'm sure she's living really well because she's with a very good family. This chocolate is a killer. This chocolate is a killer. You know, people passing by, they were staring at my chocolate as well. Why? Because like I said, this chocolate is very expensive and it's not common to, wow, rubbish truck just went by, damn. If I'm having breakfast, this would completely spoil my breakfast. Lucky this is not like a real breakfast. So 본격적인 아침 식사 아니라서 다행이야. 그냥 커피랑 초콜릿만 먹고 있는데 본격적인 아침 식사라면 이렇게 rubbish truck 지나가는 거 완전 개똥이야. 진짜 똥집 빠지겠네. 똥맛. Oh, someone else came. Well, I kind of half suspect that by the end of this live stream, I could finish this whole thing. Finishing this whole thing, I estimate this is very high calorie because there's dates and almond in here, man. But not sweet because it's bitter dark chocolate, so very little sugar. But even so, I estimate this slab at least 1,200 calories in this slab alone. This slab alone could be my whole meal of the day. Yeah. That's how little I eat. I eat probably about 1,000, 1,500, 1,200 calories a day. I don't count, by the way. Don't bother. When you eat only one meal a day, you never have to count your calories. You can eat whatever you like. Oh. I see some of the dark chocolate spoon kind of got stuck below, kind of waste. I'm trying to mix it up a little bit. What a waste. It's mostly settled on the bottom. What a waste of the chocolate spoon. This thing is one of the main modes of transportation here in this area of Istanbul. Yes. So you can actually ride. It's kind of like those in the past they have bicycles. Your bicycles where you scan the barcode and then you can ride the bicycle and then park it somewhere and then some that thing. But they do it with this. This is by far the most delicious chocolate I've ever had in Istanbul. Dark chocolate with almond and dates. This is amazing. I really don't want to be finishing this whole thing right now. Yeah, so guys, hi Rigo, welcome back to my live stream. For those of you who just joined my live stream, again, here I am, autumn morning in Istanbul. Today I'm at Kahve Dünyası, which means World Coffee, which is a cafe famous for their chocolate offering. You see all the different offering of chocolate. I just bought their most famous offering, which is this dark chocolate with almonds and dates. This is their most famous and also their most expensive offering. One slab like this cost me 45 lira, which is the average cost of 2 meals here in Istanbul. Along with dark chocolate with Americano. The good thing about this cafe is that they give you a chocolate spoon for free. So I kind of melt the whole chocolate spoon into the coffee itself. But most of the chocolate spoon end up settled below, so it's kind of a waste. Good morning, Elijah. 좋은 아침이에요. 아침 식사 드셨어요? 왜 이렇게 일찍 일어났어요? You can see the styles here is very, in this area, this is probably the most European area in the whole of Turkey, where people's dressing and attitudes and the stuff they eat and everything is very European. So the entire atmosphere is very European in this area of Istanbul called Nişantaşı. Oh, Jirisan. Jirisan starts tonight. I don't know, I didn't see anything on Jirisan on Netflix, not Netflix. I'm trying to get it on Netflix, but it seems like it's not going to be available on Netflix. Oh man, Jirisan has all my favorite actor and actresses, all. Chun Ji-hyun, 그 이름 뭐지? 정세 씨, 전지현, 그 다음에 또 여러 가지. Hi Alma, good morning. Okay, for the sake of, have you been to Malaysia? Of course, I've been. Malaysia was basically my backyard. I've been to Malaysia more times than I can count, and at one point of time, I could even say that I live in Johor Bahru because I was in Johor Bahru so much. Like every of my free time I was in Johor Bahru. So I know Malaysia so well. And welcome to my live stream. Today I am in autumn morning here in Istanbul in yet another cafe. Every morning I hunt down one new cafe for you guys. And this is Kahve Dünyası, which means World Coffee in Turkish. If you speak Indonesian or Malay, you know that you'll see it immediately. Kahve Dünyası, it sounds like very much like Indonesian and Malay language. Yeah, there's a lot of crossover. Like dunya is also world in Malay and Indonesian. You know, so Dünyası here is world. This world coffee. How? Aku tak tahu. Look, I can speak Malay if you give me like 1 week to review all my stuff again. But see, the thing is, when you stop speaking a language for
for quite a while, you just pretty much, you cannot bring it out just like that. You got to review for a bit. Yeah, every of my languages are like that. I have to review for a bit. Even right now, my Mandarin is like, 엄청 다듬다듬해. So everything I have to review before I could speak fluently again. Everything, Mandarin. The only language I never have to review to speak fluently is English. So I do regard my first language as English, but I dream in Korean. So that's Korean is my family language. So, and then after that, everything else follow. Mandarin, Malay, even Tamil, Indian Tamil. Spanish. I learned Spanish to Delhi 2, which is to proficiency level 2. There's 3 levels. I learned to level 2 in Madrid. A lot of things. Izan, I'm having late lunch in a cafe too. Envious of you. No, see, Izan, for me it's not an ability. Life forced me to do it. Okay, if I drop you in the middle of Turkey, and you have to survive, the first thing you have to do is what? You have to pick up the language. You have to understand what's going on around you, right? I'm literally forced into every single language that I know. Okay, it's nothing to be envious about. When you're forced into life like this, miracles will happen. There can be miracles when you are forced to a corner and you need to survive. There's no other choice. The only thing that isn't gone is the Singaporean accent. And even my accent is not 100% Singaporean anymore. I've heard a lot of Singaporean YouTubers lately, and as well as some of my Singaporean friends. I hear them speak lately so different from me right now. I have the old Singaporean accent, which is the 80s and 70s Singaporean accent, but the Singaporean accent today is so different. Even I have difficulty understanding a lot of Singaporeans right now if they do the full on 100% Singaporean accent. Really, wow. Like in the 80s, in the 90s, there was a big movement going like Singapore, we need to speak better English, we need to speak better Mandarin, and we need to go towards the standard, right? But over the past 20 years of my absence, I see that rather than going towards the standard, people are going away from the standard and encouraged to do so. So you got ministers and you got the government people all speaking in that way. When Lee Kuan Yew was around, he was against speaking that way. If you speak that way, you even get fined, and TV stations get shut down if you don't speak properly. But no, right now, boom. Right now is after Lee Kuan Yew passed on, it becomes like what? Wow land. Complete immersion brings up language learning big time. Yeah, exactly. And here I am in Istanbul. Oh, günaydın. Günaydın. Oh, I love Turkish people. I love Istanbul people. Günaydın. You see, everybody just love to greet everybody here, I have literally been to cultures where greeting random people looks very weird and feels very weird. It's like you're trying to. It's like you're doing some kind of pyramid marketing or something. Like you're. Oh, günaydın. Everybody, see people driving by, they are saying good morning. Günaydın means good morning. You guys love Istanbul yet, You guys love Istanbul yet? That's why I keep saying, But Turkish people will disagree with me. But I keep saying that Istanbul has the happiest and friendliest people I've met in any culture around the world. Any. This place is the friendliest and happiest place I've ever seen in the world. To be honest, really honest. But a lot of Istanbul young people, of course young people are always angry anywhere in the world. The young people will tell you, no, we are actually very angry with the government, we're angry with how everything is being handled. Yes, when you look at the details, when you think about things, about those things, which is again, if you are familiar with my concept, is those things in the story world. When you think about things in the story world, no matter in which country you are, you're gonna be angry. But the important thing is people here don't stay in the story world, and they are mostly happy. Like they greet each other, they're happy with each other. There's so much good energy. See another car passing by, greeting, you know. And it's not, you may say, oh, because you look foreigner and then you have a camera so people greet you, but no, because when I'm sitting alone and I'm observing people, that's my favorite hobby, sitting around and observing people. I see people driving by, and whenever their cars like stop like this, they greet people on the streets, especially old people sitting by the roadside. They will just greet and talk, random people amongst themselves. So it's not just because I'm a foreigner thing, Immersion is the number one method of all time for learning another language. Yeah, exactly. And that also means that whenever I'm not in that country, I tend to slowly forget that language. In fact, right now, I have to try very hard to speak in the Singapore style English called Singlish. I have to try very hard, and I have to be very deliberate, because to me it's no longer a habit. Languages are a habit, and like all habits, you slowly forget your habit, including your mother tongue. If you don't use your mother tongue for 20 or 30 years, you're gonna lose it. Yes. Don't think that you are a native speaker or some language. No, because as long as you don't speak that language for 20 or 30 years, you start to become normal you start to stutter. Okay, it forces one to bring up previous words and learn more of the language. See, you can see it. There's a lot of cars here in Istanbul, a lot, and a lot of very expensive cars. Izan, thanks for the song and encouragement. Wow, people are so friendly. You changed my expression of Istanbul. Yeah. Istanbul people is amazing. See, people pass by, they smile at me. See, I cannot name you another country that I've ever been to in the world where people passing by smiles at me. Not New York, not Korea, not Singapore, not maybe sometimes in Japan. But really, rarely anywhere else. It's incredible. There's such a feel of boundaryless here in Istanbul, where people connect so easily. Okay, and somewhat in China, people connect easily as well. Of course, I'm not saying like 100% people like that. There are some nasty looking people as well here in Istanbul, and when they are nasty looking though, they look nasty, but they are not common. They're not common at all. Well, some people may argue, because you're living in literally the most expensive area in the whole of Turkey. That's why you get all the good people. Maybe so. I have honestly not ventured out into so-called the real deep Turkey. I'm not. Maybe one day I will bring this live stream into one of those real neighborhoods around. But I walked in one of these real neighborhoods. It's not places where if you look completely foreign like this, you will have an easy time, I would say, yeah. But if you're a foreigner, just stick to Nishantasi, stick to Istanbul, you'll be fine. Stick to the Nishantasi. This is the Nishantasi area, which is the most expensive up-class area in Istanbul and arguably therefore in Turkey. And you stick to this area and the Şişli area and the Tespikiye area and the Beşiktaş area. You'll be fine. As a foreigner, stick to these four areas: Nishantasi, Şişli, Tespikiye, and Beşiktaş. These are the four areas I strongly recommend as a foreigner you live in Istanbul, in these four areas. Of course, you may say that these four are the most expensive areas here in Istanbul, with Nishantasi being the most expensive. Just next to Nishantasi, they are like the neighborhood districts. Now those districts are very cheap. You probably can get a rental for 1/10 the price that I'm paying right now. 1/10, okay? I'm probably living like super high like the dream life here in Istanbul, because I live in a service apartment that gets clean every now and then. I don't have to do any housework. I can mess up the house, they'll clean it up. It's like a hotel apartment, service apartment. And that easily costs 10 times the price you would pay in one of those neighborhood areas. So if you're on a budget, then those neighborhood areas actually works really well. Yeah. Basically here in Istanbul, there are lifestyles for very rich people, there are lifestyles for very poor people, there are possible lifestyles for every kind of people. Günaydın! Not everybody waves back. He was giving me the Günaydın look just now, that's why I turned the camera on him. Yeah, let's see. Elijah, it's true, I almost forgot English. I was speaking Portuguese for a few days. Oh yeah. Because ultimately, language is a habit. And, you know, Elijah, since you're also a spiritual seeker, language is also a time-based prediction. If your brain did not process time the way you process, you would not understand language. Google for this TED Talk called "The Brain is a Time Machine." Now, this person demonstrated 100% how, because of the concept of how time runs in the brain, then only we understand language. Which means when you get to the point of your meditation, or even your living meditation right now, where you're so strongly focused on the present moment. Now, I know a lot of people talk about the power of now and the present moment awareness, but what they are doing is not the real thing. Why? Because they're only aware of the real world. They're only going into my story world, real world concept, where they are in the real world of right now. But in this right now, time is passing. There is past and future. Albeit very short past and future. You can understand language, you can talk, you can think. That means you're in the real world thinking, you're not in the moment. Now, when you are truly in the moment, you actually string the real world into this very microsecond. And when you do, Elijah, you will hear, like if I say this, you will not hear if I say this. You will hear I, F, A, S, E, I. Get what I mean? You're going to hear slices, very, very thin slices of what is being said, and you would understand nothing. This is why a lot of yogis in India, the really deep yogis who live in the Himalayas, they cannot speak or understand any languages. This is a natural consequence of a very deep state of samadhi and a very deep state of present awareness. You lose your language ability completely. And that's why people say that you cannot recognize so-called enlightened people in real life. Why? Because real enlightened people cannot survive in this environment where you need to interact with people and machines and the rules of the world, because they don't understand language in the first place. That's why you may say, then there are some spiritual teachers like Eckhart Tolle, like Sadhguru and all these people, even Vivek Ananda, like Krishna Murti, they all operate in the real world. Yes, they operate in the real world by downloading and adopting a real world ego. That means they're role playing. They have to role play. That means they have reached a state where there is no self. But in order to operate in this world, they have to adopt and role play a self. And that self has all these capabilities which they download just to do whatever they do. And then after the camera is off, they go back to a state where they don't understand any language or anything that's going on. Yeah, so just a little bit of sharing, Elijah. Since you're also spiritual seeker like myself, I actually experienced this many times, especially when I was younger. When I was younger, I was very spiritually in touch, and there were a lot of more focus on the current moment. I'm so focused just staring at the wall that when people talk to me, I hear only sounds that makes no meaning. I wasn't creating meaning in my head. So when I was young, there are moments where I could not understand what anybody was saying, because to me, they were not saying any meaning. My brain was not processing meaning at all. It's just hearing sounds, you know. That even right now, when I really sink deep into my meditative state, I could not understand what people are saying, because even if I hear the sound, my brain don't make the meaning, don't make meaning. It's just receiving everything with no judgment and no label. So without making meaning, I don't understand what anyone is saying either. When I'm really in, like when I'm doing my walking meditation and people talk, I literally don't understand what they're saying. It's just sounds. It's just sounds with no meaning. Yeah. Okay, just sharing. For those of you who just joined my live stream, here I am, a beautiful autumn morning here in Istanbul. Today I'm in Kahve Dunyasi, which means world coffee. Those of you who speak Malay and Indonesian, you will see the similarity between Turkish language and Malay and Melayu, Melayu or Bahasa. Where Dunyasi sounds very much like dunia, which is world, the same meaning in Malay, which is world. And this cafe is famous for its chocolate. So I came and buy one of their big slab of dark chocolate with almond and dates dark chocolate. This is their best and most popular offering and the most expensive chocolate that I've ever eaten here and the best tasting that I've ever eaten here. So I was having it with coffee, and this chocolate literally cost like the average of 2 average meals here in Istanbul. It's very expensive chocolate. And this is the surrounding. I am in the back street here in the Nişantaşı area of Istanbul, where people look and feel European and very sophisticated. And you see that cafe over there? I did my live stream 5 days ago in that cafe over there. The one thing I really love about this area of Istanbul is that there's so many cafes. Like you on one street you get like 3 to 5 cafes. More cafes than anywhere I've ever seen in New York. So yeah, welcome to my live stream. I live stream every morning. I try to go to a different cafe every single morning and live stream for an hour. Around about this time, about 10 a.m. Turkish time, all the way to 11 a.m. Turkish time. So yeah, do subscribe and stay tuned. Timing may vary depending on what time I wake up. So oh, this cafe gave me a free dark chocolate spoon, which I melted. I thought I melted into my coffee, but I still see it at the bottom of my coffee. It's such a sad thing. See, like tong katte. Elijah will understand what tong is. Oh, it tastes so good. Tong mat 좋아. Tong mat 개 좋아. Tong mat. But right now it's like 15 degrees right now in the morning. So really good weather. October is literally my favorite month here in Istanbul. If you guys check out my video on what Istanbul is like in October, you will know, like best weather overall. And then going into November and December, it gets very cold. Going into November, December and January, I'm gonna have to do my live streams indoors. Yeah, no choice, so cold. And going into November, December, a lot of this, you see right now it's still a lot. Like Turkish love to eat al fresco. Now everything is outside. You see, outside, everybody's eating outside. But going into November, December, people start to eat indoor more, and all these outside tables get cleared away. So, yeah, kind of not my favorite time of the year. This chocolate with coffee is so good. Oh. Istanbul really has that old Singapore feel where shopkeepers shop owners chit chat with people who pass by, where food or whole family. Actually, friendship styles here in Istanbul is very, very old style. It's very family style. So if you have a Istanbul or Turkish friend, you pretty much become a family friend. They treat you like a brother, like a family. They will invite you to their homes and everything. They open up their whole family to you. So I know a lot of Americans and Western people we're not so comfortable with making friends at that level, that deep level, where you're opening up everything, including your family and everything to each other. I know, like, especially Koreans and Japanese, completely we're not used to this kind of thing. But this is the same style in China. In China, when you make friends, they will invite you to their home. They will cook everything for you at their home, and it's so open. So, in cultures like China and Turkey, if you're not used to being open with people, it can be 진짜 부담될 것 같아. It can feel like quite a burden. So not many people talking. Evergreen trees. So you along this street. This street is all evergreen trees. This why Istanbul city itself, within the city. No, it's because of the sunlight. You see, my front face camera cannot. Okay, right? Because my front camera is very sunlight sensitive. When there's sunlight, it's all very foggy. But the back camera is perfect. You see the back camera. See, back camera isn't affected by sunlight. Only the front camera. No choice. Or just keep. So if I see those areas with sunlight, it becomes very foggy looking. That's the problem. So take a look at the youths of Istanbul. Good morning. So this is how young people look like here, and the young people all speak English, but the older generation don't speak a lot of English here, and those older generation tends to be the ones manning the shops and stuff. So sometimes if you come here without knowing Turkish language, it can be quite hard to get around, because only the young generation speak very good English. But yeah, Rigo, this is gonna be it, like I'm not gonna change my phone until it breaks, so the quality is just gonna be like that. I'm not gonna change anything, because like I said, I don't make money from doing this. In fact, I'm losing money just doing this live stream and this channel, so no way am I gonna invest money into better hardware. Street peddlers. There's still a lot of the rich and poor gap here. The economic gap here is huge in Istanbul, in Turkey. The rich are very rich, the poor are very poor. So even especially in the richest areas like this, you get a lot of street peddlers, beggars, professional beggars. I've seen the same few faces around the same area all the time. Oh, this is what I love about Istanbul most. Stray cat. Hello. Oh, I got her attention. I got attention. It's coming. Nah, just not coming. They say, nah, leave me alone, you old fool. It's going off. Cat's busy here as well, no? There's some kind of daily routine as well. Someday, maybe I should just sit down and just watch their daily routine. What they do all day. Maybe I should make a documentary video of one day in the life of an Istanbul street cat. Maybe I should just follow one street cat for 24 hours and see exactly what that street cat does. Would that be interesting? My ideas are really weird, huh? Almost everybody has a dog here in Istanbul. Oh, almost everybody. And so, you may be wondering, how, like, Muslims in most countries in the world says that you're not supposed to have a... Oh, good morning, Sacha. Good morning, Anna. Welcome back to the stream. We have 10 more minutes on the stream, 10 more minutes. Those of you who came on, this is a beautiful autumn morning in Istanbul, and today I'm at the new cafe, Cafe Dunyasi. It's famous for their chocolate offering. So I bought their most famous chocolate, which is a dark chocolate with hazelnuts and dates. So this slab cost me about 45 lira, which is about the average price of 2 meals here in Istanbul. And with coffee, it's amazing. Here I am in the back streets of Nişantaşı, Istanbul, which is the kind of like the Europe of Turkey, where everybody is looking European, günaydın, and everybody's so friendly, and dog walkers and stuff, a lot. If you guys have been with me on this live stream for the past 1 hour, how many times have people walked by just saying good morning to me out of the blue? So many, I can't even count. Yes or no? That's why I keep saying, that Istanbul, the thing I like, there are 5 things I love about Istanbul. We can check out my video, 5 things I like about living in Istanbul. But the top of the list, top of the 5 things is this: the people are so happy and friendly. This city has the happiest people I've ever met in my life, anywhere else in the world. Yeah. Nowhere else in the world do I sit down, have coffee, and people just pass by and say good morning, and people are smiling at each other, people are greeting and just greeting each other out of the blue, chit-chatting with each other. Even cars just stopping at the junction, they'll stop and then chit-chat with whoever is sitting on the by the road, or just overall such friendliness, in general sense of friendliness and openness in the general culture itself. It's so beautiful. 100% you don't get this in New York. You don't get this in Korea. If you're sitting in a cafe and someone walk by and then you go like 안녕하세요, you go like and then run away like a pigeon. In Japan it's better. In Japan, when you greet someone out of the blue, they greet you back. But not Korea. I'm not sure of Singapore. I don't know whether do Singaporeans greet back when you greet them. I'm not sure. Americans, they will look at some, like in America, in New York at least, it's a 70% of the time you get the guy walking around you in the bus, like, oh, what the hell you want? And then 30% of the time you get some dude who actually greets you back. Yeah, that's been my experience so far. Thank you for your videos, they are wonderful. Wow, thank you so much. And now I want to go to Istanbul. Come, there's no COVID restrictions or anything, nothing, no quarantine, nothing. You don't even have to wear a mask. You see, some people wear masks and some people don't, right? If you review this whole live stream over past 1 hour, because it's been almost an hour, you see like almost 50% of the people don't even wear masks. Sacha Boon, what kind of videos on my channel do you enjoy most, Sacha? Anti-aging, travel, or what? Spirituality, or what? I really love to know what people like on my channel. With 5 more minutes left on this live stream, thank you guys for joining me this Friday morning. It's beautiful autumn morning here in Istanbul. Beautiful people, beautiful setting. Günaydın. The people just pass by and again greet me. Just random strangers. It's amazing. I think the whole theme of today's live stream is showing you guys just how friendly and how open Istanbul people is. Yeah, I think this is the theme of today's live stream. And Istanbul people, everybody who passed by, completely demonstrated the thing that I've been saying about Istanbul. Well, is that the people here are just so happy. The happiest people I've ever seen anywhere in the world. Only happy people will greet each other. Yeah. Unhappy people will not. It's about the state that you're in. So we have 5 more minutes and not many people left. I'm gonna finish up my coffee and bring the remaining chocolates back home. Is it this amount of chocolate? the cost of about 2 meals, you know. I could probably take me like days to finish this. Of course, if I really want to, I could just finish it in one shot. Of course, I can. But this is like, whoa! Don't look down. This slab alone, this is at least 1,500 calories right here, with all the almonds and dates inside. Meow. Street cats, friendly street animals, friendly people, friendliness around here in Istanbul. This beautiful autumn morning. I think Labrador and Jack Russells are probably the most popular pet dogs here in Istanbul. I see the most Labrador and Jack Russells. Oh, and bulldogs as well, bulldogs. Hi Flo, welcome to my live stream. In fact, I'm just ending the live stream right now. So do join me early tomorrow. Oh, another puppy. But honestly, only people in this area of Istanbul has this many pet dogs, because I really don't see this many pet dogs in other areas of Istanbul, because this area of Istanbul is the most European area of Istanbul in the whole of Turkey, I would say. I've seen some Chihuahuas, but not common. Maybe one or two here and there. Not common at all. Yeah, I see pugs as well. I've seen every kind of dogs here, including schnauzers and corgi and everything, but not common. Not as common as Labradors, Bulldogs, and Jack Russells. Jack Russells are surprisingly common here. I don't know why. So yeah, guys, thank you guys for joining me this morning. It's another beautiful autumn morning. Day here in Kahve, Niyazi, Istanbul, Nişantaşı, Istanbul. Where would I go to tomorrow? Where would I bring you guys tomorrow? Stay tuned. Join me tomorrow morning. And remember, I'll be doing my meditation live stream this afternoon as well. This afternoon at 3 p.m. Istanbul time, I'll be doing a new kind of meditation I call the reflective meditation, where through the meditation I will be guiding you guys to reflect on certain issues. So during our meditation, I will be throwing out questions so that